A journey to the top of the world. Ever since she was a little girl, Sarah had dreamed of climbing Mount Everest. She had seen pictures of the majestic peak and read books about the brave men and women who had conquered it. She knew that it would be the ultimate challenge, but she was determined to achieve her dream. Years of training and preparation followed as Sarah honed her skills as a mountaineer and gathered the equipment and supplies she would need for the journey. Finally, the day arrived when she set out for Nepal, the starting point for her climb. Sarah joined a team of experienced climbers who were also attempting to reach the summit of Everest. They set out from the base camp, and Sarah was filled with excitement and nervousness as they began the ascent. The climb was grueling, and Sarah soon realized that it would be much harder than she had anticipated. The thin air made it difficult to breathe, and the extreme cold was brutal, but she pressed on, determined to reach the top. As they climbed higher and higher, Sarah began to develop a deep respect for the mountain and the other climbers on her team. They worked together, sharing equipment and helping each other when the going got tough. Finally, after weeks of climbing, Sarah and her team reached the summit of Mount Everest. The view from the top was breathtaking, and Sarah felt an overwhelming sense of pride and accomplishment. But as they began the descent, disaster struck. A sudden storm blew in, and the climbers were caught in its deadly grip. Sarah and her team struggled to make their way down the mountain, but the conditions were too extreme. In the midst of the storm, Sarah and one of her teammates, a man named Jack, became separated from the rest of the group. They huddled together for warmth and tried to wait out the storm, but it showed no signs of abating. As the hours ticked by, Sarah and Jack faced their own mortality. They talked about their lives and their dreams, and they shared their deepest fears and regrets. But they also found strength in each other, and they refused to give up. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the storm passed. Sarah and Jack were found by a search and rescue team and brought down to safety. They both knew that they had been changed by their experience on the mountain, and they had formed a bond of friendship and trust that would last a lifetime. Years later, Sarah looked back on her journey to the top of the world with a mix of awe and gratitude. She knew that she had been tested in ways she could never have imagined, and that she had come through the experience stronger and wiser. She also knew that she had been blessed with the support of a team of fellow climbers who had become like family to her, and she knew that her journey had taught her that the true meaning of success was not just reaching the summit, but also the journey itself and the friendships formed along the way.